The story that came out January 4th, 2018, opioid overdose deaths on the rise. As we know, it's going to continue to rise because it has spiraled so far out of control in the US. Opioids send hundreds to the emergency room and Grand Forks as addiction grips the community. WDAZ Kenneth Chase tells us about the city's plans to save lives. It's been almost 3 years. Foam and fluff was coming out of Deborah Dizikvic's mom since Deborah Dizikvic's son died of a fentanyl overdose. He's still always on my mind 24/7. Grieving parent. In 2017, 4 people died from opioids overdose in Grand Forks, with nearly 350 sent to the emergency room. And I can tell you, even around me, the emergency room is, a nonstop place for these addicts. It's just like any other place in the country. People that work in the medical field, they can tell you better than anyone, especially if they work in hospitals, how often these people are coming in to the emergency room and they need to be treated with Narcan, or they have to keep them, there long enough for observation before letting them go, because, we know they don't go to jail. So they go from the hospital back out into the streets to get high again and end up needing Narcan multiple times all through the week. That's all we're really looking at here in this country. And the cycle is just repeating itself over and over. All right, we're going to go ahead and watch this video.
Opioids send hundreds to the emergency room in Grand Forks as addiction grips the community.
WDAZ's Kenneth Chase tells us about the city's plans to save lives.
It's been almost 3 years.
Foam and stuff was coming out.
Since Deborah Dizikvic's son died from a fentanyl overdose.
He's still always on my mind, 24/7, and that'll never go away till I die.
In 2017, 4 people died from opioid overdoses in Grand Forks, with nearly 350 sent to the emergency room. An emergency epidemic?
Hopefully, if they can get there in time and save someone's life, fantastic.
The city is hoping to stop. As of yesterday, Narcan is in the hands of University of North Dakota's patrol officers. Soon, city leaders hope each of the Grand Forks Police Department's officers will carry the life-saving drug also.
We want to be able to get them the help that they need, when they're ready. And we want to make sure we can keep people alive and healthy until that time, if they are currently using opioids.
The Public Health Department has hired this man, an expert on opioids, to respond to the area's crisis. He's tasked with tackling the problem. He tells us step 1 is to bring a doctor to the area to prescribe drugs like methadone in order to help patients get off opioids.
People do crazy things for water and food, and opioids are no different.
It's a method Dizikvic's son tried before his death.
Going through it with my son, it wasn't the answer. And he even told me that himself.
But she says she doesn't know the answer. She's hoping discussion is a start.
We all have to come together as a community, and try.
All in hopes of keeping someone else's family safe. In Grand Forks, Kenneth Chase, WDAZ News.
Unfortunately, he's one of many out here that are falling to this drug, and they're going to continue to fall. It is so many people at fault for allowing this thing to spiral so far out of control. But I just don't know how you get a country under control when you have millions of people abusing drugs. It's not like you have 10,000 and you can kind of control what's going on. How do you control that? You really can't. It's humanly impossible to stop all of these overdoses going on in the country. I don't care what committee they put together and how many think tanks there are. It's not going to make any difference now, because you're talking, enough people to form a nation are on drugs in America. It's gone way beyond anything that somebody can just come along and fix very easily. Please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. And don't forget to hit on that notification bell twice. And join me over on Black Junction TV and blackspot.com. And if you can become a patron, please do. Peace, family.